This is ABC 7 News at 6.
The Bangor Police Department is asking for help from the public in identifying the suspect in an armed robbery that occurred at a Circle K convenience store. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Devin Dagnall. Police say it happened at the store located at the intersection of Broadway and Griffin Road on Monday. This is video of the suspect approaching the store through the area where gas pumps are located. Police say the suspect is described as a white male between 5'8" and 6 feet and 2 inches tall, weighing 250 to 300 pounds. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Bangor Police Department at 207-947-7384 or Detective Robert Hollett. You can also leave an anonymous tip, and we have all the contact information in this story on our website at foxbangor.com.
Meanwhile, a scary moment in Dexter when a father and son fell through the ice with their snowmobile while crossing a lake. According to the Maine Warden Service, the pair got on their snowmobile at the boat launch and headed across the lake. When they reached the middle, the ice began to crack and broke underneath them, causing them and their snowmobile to go in. The pair were in the water for about 10 minutes until the son was able to help his father get out. Once out, the father used a pack basket to pull his son out of the water. The father and son then headed to a nearby ice fishing shack where they stayed until they were checked by EMS. The Maine Warden Service says this situation is a good reminder for why it is so important to always check ice before going out on it.
We always recommend to check the ice before going out because you can't tell how thick the ice is from the top or just by looking at it. You know, we had a group here today that didn't realize just a couple of days ago that was open water. And even though that we've had some really cold temperatures, when we get those high winds, which we've had, things don't freeze. And
An Orrington business was heavily damaged in a fire last night. According to Orrington's Fire Chief Scott Stewart, crews were called to Lav's Automotive on the River Road around 7 p.m. Monday night. When crews arrived, there were visible flames coming from one of the garage bays. Crews were able to contain the flames to one bay and quickly knock down the fire, but the building still sustained heavy smoke and water damage. The owner of the garage, Frank Lavager, says he hopes his team will be able to overcome this setback and get back to work as soon as possible.
We want to thank everybody that has reached out. I've received hundreds of text messages from the people in the community, and we really appreciate that.
No one was at the garage at the time of the fire, and there were no injuries. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Advocates for trauma and abuse victims services rallied for support at the State House today for what they say is an increased need for funding. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has the story.
We're looking at cuts to about half of the funding for those services.
According to Elizabeth Ward Saxel, the executive director for the Maine Coalition Against Sexual Assault, cuts to federal funding threatens the viability of victim services in Maine. Some of those services include the Domestic Violence Helpline, Pine Tree Legal Services, Children's Advocacy Services, which helps children who have been sexually abused, and victims advocates like those that help the victims of the Lewiston mass shooting.
Maine is fortunate to have dedicated professionals who specialize in guiding families through their darkest hours. In the early morning of October 26th, victim advocates from the Attorney General's Office Homicide Team were already on the ground in Lewiston doing this critical work. They would eventually help more than 200 people.
Saxel adds that the governor's proposed budget allocates $3 million to help with the funding gap, which is only about half of what is needed to help keep the services fully funded. Senator Ann Carney says she submitted a bill that would make up the remaining funds.
This crisis is one that spans several years, as I mentioned. And as many other states have done, we need to step in and continue with state funds to bridge this gap.
Saxel says if they don't receive the funding, the impact would be devastating.
I mean, it would mean that the availability of services like those that Pine Tree Legal provides, like legal services for the elderly, domestic violence resource centers, sexual assault support centers, they would both be reduced in the number of services available, and in some places there wouldn't be services available at all, and we'd have to travel further. Survivors would have to travel further in order to receive those services.
At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Republican lawmakers are speaking out against the governor's proposed budget. Speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, the Republicans say there are 5 new proposed taxes in the budget, including an increase to the cigarette tax, a streaming tax for streaming services like Netflix and Hulu, a tax on ambulance services, and a 70-cent tax on every prescription filled. Republicans say as long as those taxes are included in the proposed budgets, no Republicans will vote to approve it.
Look, the message that I think folks need to take away from today is there's no need to raise taxes on Maine people across the board. And secondly, there are no votes from the Republicans to do that. And if they want to take that and say, well, fine, we're going to do it anyway, and we're just going to ram it down the throats of Maine people, that's on them.
The Appropriations and Financial Affairs Committee will be holding several public hearings and bipartisan conversations to make changes to the governor's budget before it heads to a full vote of the legislature.
Well, the newly appointed public advocate cleared her first hurdle to being confirmed on Tuesday. Heather Sanborn, a former legislator and lawyer from Portland, was nominated to the position by Governor Mills after current public advocate Bill Harwood announced he would be retiring. The public advocate is charged with protecting and pushing for actions that are in the public's best interest when it comes to policies surrounding electricity and utility rates. A confirmation hearing was held in the Energy and Utilities Committee on Tuesday.
Instead, my role is to exercise independent judgment on any particular legislative proposal or matter that arises before the PC or regionally to ensure that the position I will take promotes the stabilization and lowering of prices paid by Maine consumers.
Well, the committee voted to advance Sanborn's nomination by a vote of 7-5. It now heads to the Senate, who will vote on full confirmation.
Maine health professionals gathered at the State House today in opposition to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s cabinet nomination. Deborah Dietrich is the former vice president of Maine Health and the former state dental director for DHHS. Dietrich said in a Tuesday press conference that she's concerned about Kennedy's nomination after President-elect Donald Trump named Kennedy as his pick to run DHHS. Dietrich says she's wary of Kennedy's anti-vaccination stance and his distrust of water fluoridation.
And we have one of the highest K through 12 immunization rates in the whole country, which is great, and we want to keep it that way. I unfortunately think that if he is approved to this position, people will die.
Dietrich says she has encouraged Senators Angus King and Susan Collins to oppose Kennedy's appointment, and she is urging others who oppose it to reach out to legislatures.
Well, millions of dollars in funding will be going towards more rural development in Maine. Jared Golden's office announced that Maine communities will receive over $2 million in funding for child care and first responders. Specifically, the town of Hancock will receive the largest chunk of funding, with over $1.5 million allocated to replace the Cemetery Road Fire Station with a more modernized 2-story facility. Other projects benefiting from the funding will include the Millinocket Memorial Library, Responsible Pet Care in Norway, and the Beth Brunswick Memorial Fund for Children.
All right, well, let's get a first look at that forecast.
Thank you very much, Beth and Devin. We did have highs right around freezing for today, and with that, we do see some snow showers across the state making their way into our region. And most of the areas we see with that snow are now making it into the eastern portions of the state. We still have a chance for some lingering snow showers for tonight, right around 9 o'clock, as we are just getting into those overnight hours, but then they will start to die off, so that those snow chances are going to be very early for tonight. As we continue on going into tomorrow, especially tomorrow night, we're going to have some mostly clear skies and some very, very cold temperatures moving in. Those lows will be right around 4 to 5 degrees going into tomorrow night. But for highs today, we saw those temperatures right around freezing, just a tick above 33 here in Bangor, 35 for Bar Harbor. Lots of areas getting close to 40 degrees in that southwestern portion of the state today. We saw Portland right around 38, and it was a little bit cooler up north. Millinocket 31, Clayton Lake 26, Presque Isle right around 27 degrees for your high today. So going into tonight, some lingering snow showers very early, but then we'll be dry throughout the rest of the night, and those lows are going to stick right around 20 degrees. Beth and Devin.
Thank you, Chase. And coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, our Callie Warren has everything you'll need to know about this year's Maine Agricultural Trade Show.
Unexpectedly true. Maine is the only state that has just one syllable. A lobster can taste with its legs and chew with its stomach. And while most people can't lick their own elbow, 85% of Mainers who buy health insurance through CoverMe.gov pay less than the sticker price for their plan. Here you can search options, choose a plan that works for you, and see how much you could save. You have until January 15th, 2025. A plan that fits, a price that works. We've got you covered at CoverMe.gov.
When a big storm hits and damages our electrical system, we have a planned approach to get the most customers restored at a time.
We begin by assessing the scope of the damage and helping first responders address emergency situations like down lines across roads.
Then, before you see us in your neighborhoods, power restoration begins at our substations. From there, power travels long distances over these transmission lines.
They're next on the repair list, followed by the lines in your neighborhood.
As we work to bring the most customers online at a time, we'll keep you updated throughout the process. Please remember to report your outage either online or by calling us at 973-2000.
Please stay safe while we work hard to get your power back on.
For great Toyota offers not seen on TV, you could type buyatoyota.com into your browser, or you could simply scan this QR code and give your fingers a break. Buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. Toyota, let's go places.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. The Maine Agricultural Trade Show is in its 84th year. It returns to the Augusta Civic Center for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. Our Callie Warren attended this event's kickoff.
I think if people are interested in learning about Maine agriculture, this is the place to go.
Hundreds flocked to the Augusta Civic Center on Tuesday for the start of the Agricultural Trade Show. The trade show offers something for everyone in agriculture, including farm resources.
We use it around waterways and stuff like that.
Equipment, connections, and more.
This is really a great opportunity to come together and hear about issues that are current, learn new things that you can apply to your farm.
Governor Janet Mills recently proclaimed 2025 as the Year of Youth in Agriculture for Maine.
It's also just super exciting to see other youth who are involved.
And at the trade show, teens involved in the industry are making their voices heard.
And we really need people working in agriculture because we need agriculture to survive. So I think that's really important.
It's really great to hear different perspectives and also to be able to talk with people who are really making a difference in agriculture in Maine.
Seeing what's in our own state and learning new opportunities, learning new perspectives from agriculturalists is a big portion of what the Ag Trade Show is all about.
The show also shines a spotlight on education.
We're here for your research, we're here for your education.
And the amount of agricultural resources available through the University of Maine.
And we help with workshops and education. We support agriculture, horticulture, 4-H, food and nutrition, so a lot of the Maine food system.
The trade show ends on Thursday, leaving those interested with a few more days to check it out. In Augusta, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, our Alex Schley highlights a local woman whose passion has evolved into a new purpose.
And in sports, Maine men's hockey is coming off a top 10 sweep and is hungry for more. That story is right after the break.
We live in a beautiful state with places we want to actually visit. And with benefits members can actually use, Community Health Options is doing its best to make health insurance work for all of us. So while you're out there enjoying everything that's great about Maine, we're doing all we can to help you be healthy with plans, prices, and help accessing the care you need. That's Community Health Options, made for members, powered by Mainers. Enroll today at healthoptions.org.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere.
with pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters, and every path leads to new possibilities. Qualified Chevy lessees can get this 2025 Silverado for around $409 a month, or current Chevy owners can get $5,000 total cash allowance.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days, because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you could rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months, plus save up to $300.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
What's happening at the Penobscot Ice Arena?
Youth hockey leagues. Public skating. Stick and puck.
Birthday party.
Adult hockey leagues.
Frozen Friday laser light skate.
Lace up your skates today at Penobscot Ice Arena in Brewer. For more info, visit penobscoticearena.org.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We'll start on the ice as Maine men's hockey picked up a sweep of 8th-ranked UMass Lowell over the weekend, and now they have another ranked opponent on their way up to the Alfond. Maine defeated Lowell by a score of 3-1 on Friday and 2-1 on Saturday. The sweep over the Riverhawks moved Maine up to number 5 in the USCHO rankings and 3rd in the pairwise. Coach Ben Barr has been looking for his team to be mentally tough in big moments, and Saturday's third period showed him and his team just that.
It's not always going to be the prettiest games, and winning those kind of grittier games, it's good experience kind of going down the road and, being in those tight one-goal games. Obviously, we want to, expand the lead, but sometimes it's going to be tight like that, and just like how to close out games and close out weekends. We're just building confidence through this past weekend.
Harrison Scott scored 2 goals on Friday to go along with an assist on Saturday. Scott now leads Maine with 27 total points on the season. Their next highest scorer has just 18. Coach Barr says his assistant captain has taken his game to a whole new level this year.
He's found a new level mentally where he just keeps pushing himself and pushing himself and pushing. Like he never stops. He's got he's got an edge. Mental edge, where he's just like never satisfied, and that's why he keeps getting better.
Yeah, and I don't really focus on like just the scoring. I think it just comes from the process, and just again those chances and everything comes from the work ethic, the attack in the game, generating those chances.
Maine hosts 17th-ranked UConn on Friday. Let's pivot back to some football now. As we all know by now, Mike Vrabel has been officially introduced as the Patriots head coach after a press conference on Monday. With the most cap space in the league, the 4th overall pick in the draft, a head coach, and a great young quarterback, the Patriots' future looks pretty bright. Vrabel was a hot commodity for a few coaching vacancies across the NFL, and he said on Monday that Drake May is one of the reasons he chose to come home to Foxborough. May showed off his upside in 10 starts this year as a rookie, and here is what his new coach had to say when asked how he would help the young star reach his full potential.
Drake is going to be his own person, but I'm going to give him some things that I feel like are necessary to help us win football games, right? And when you look at statistically of what wins in the National Football League, our ability to affect the other team's quarterback and our ability to provide for an efficient quarterback and passing game is a high contributor to success.
All right, that is all the time we have for sports. Here's Chase Ropenack with your full 5-day forecast. Chase?
Thank you very much, Tyler. We can see out there for today, highs right around freezing. We are just a degree above. 33 was our high here in Bangor. We did see warmer temperatures by the coast, mid-30s for Bar Harbor and Rockland. We did see those upper 30s getting near 40. We saw in Portland with their high right around 38 degrees for today, but it was a little bit cooler up north where more of those snow showers are at, to the east as well. We did see 25 in Greenville, 26 in Clayton Lake, and 27 in Presque Isle. So areas up north were in those mid to upper 20s for today. Going to tonight, we're going to be right around 20 degrees, maybe dropping below that. 19 is very possible, but overall very close to 20 degrees throughout the night. And we're going to see those cooler temperatures to the west, right around those low to mid-teens out there. And then we'll be warmer by the eastern portions of the state, down by the coast as well. Still right around 18 to 20 degrees for your lows tonight. Going into tomorrow, we're going to be a little bit cooler than we've seen the past few days. Expect highs right around those low to mid-20s. Bangor, you're most likely going to see right around 25 degrees. Same with Deer Isle, Wesley even as well too. But then again, another cooler day for the west and northern portions of the state. Those highs will be right around those mid to upper teens for tomorrow. The average high right around 28 degrees. We're going to be a little bit below that throughout these next few days, but going into Friday, just a little bit above. And Saturday is when we're going to have that high hit right around 40 degrees with chances for some rain in our region. A little bit of snow mixed in there as well as temperatures do drop. But other than that, we will see a very big cold push making its way into the very beginning of the work week on Monday, lingering into Tuesday. Those highs will be right around the mid-teens then. All right, so we are dealing with a little bit of gusty winds out there, but the real wind threat is going to be coming tomorrow. Not necessarily wind threat, just gusts near 25 miles per hour, but we will see from Dixfield, again, stretching all the way close to Holton. That is where we're seeing those areas with the strongest winds, right around 25 to 30 mile per hour gusts. We can see that down by the coastal areas as well. Bar Harbor at 27 for tomorrow morning, but they will become lighter throughout the day, and especially going into tomorrow night. That is when those winds are going to become calm with gusts only right around 10 to 15 miles per hour. All right, so we're dealing with a little bit of snow out there for today, which is very nice to see with temperatures right around freezing. We do see most of that is now in the eastern portion of the state, making its way into Wesley. We are seeing a little bit of snow here in Bangor as well. There is a chance for some lingering showers out there for tonight. It does look like those will let up right around 9 to 10 o'clock. So maybe the hours 7 to 8 to 9 is when we can have some flurries lingering in town. But other than that, throughout the rest of the night, we're going to stay dry. But as we go into Wednesday night and the Thursday morning, mostly clear skies is what we're going to see. And that's when temperatures can get low as 4 to 5 degrees going into Wednesday night. All right, so for tonight, we're doing better than that, though. Lows right around 20 degrees. We will have some lingering snow showers early on in the night, and then we'll be dry. Northwest winds right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But the winds do pick up. We'll see gusts near 25 miles per hour for tomorrow. Highs right around the mid-20s with those partly cloudy skies. Here's a look at our extended forecast. We can see pretty dry throughout this week. We'll have some mostly sunny skies on Friday. There was a slight rain and snow chance for Saturday because most of that precipitation will be arriving Saturday night into Sunday. We'll dry out Sunday afternoon with highs right around 34 degrees. Beth and Devin.
All right, Chase, thank you. And there is still more to come.
Stay with us.
When it's time to replace your windows or doors, get the benefits of over 75 years of experience in building product sales and service from Hammond Lumber Company. In-store showroom displays with the latest design trends from top manufacturers. Knowledgeable, fully trained salespeople and in-house design services. A team of certified techs providing service after the sale, and job site delivery from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for new windows and doors, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Mainers know the toughest battles aren't won overnight, and when it comes to quitting smoking or vaping, it may take many tries to get it right. The Maine Quit Link provides the tools you need to stay on track. Free gum, patches and lozenges, plus customized plans to fit your life. No insurance, no copay, no cost to Mainers. No matter how long you've smoked or vaped, quitting is possible. The Maine Quit Link is proven to work and can increase your chance of success. Quit like a Mainer. Enroll online at mainquitlink.com or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
This year, Versant Power celebrates 100 years of service to customers. The times have changed, but Versant's commitment to providing safe, reliable electricity still holds true. They've helped our communities grow and prosper, powering homes and businesses through the years. Their team is always there when you need them most, in the field and behind the scenes. Then, now, and into the future.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basement-y. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basement-y.
A popular frozen meal is coming off grocery store shelves for potential contamination concerns. About 25,000 pounds of chicken and cheese taquito products from Best Ways sandwiches are being recalled for potentially containing foreign metal material. The recalled product was sold at select Aldi stores across 30 states and the District of Columbia. They include Best By dates of July 3rd and September 25th of this year. Consumers are urged not to consume the product and immediately throw it away or return it to your place of purchase. Now, no injuries or illnesses have been linked to this recall.
An 8th grader in Hancock is teaching others what it means to have pride in your school by lending a helping hand when it's needed. Jody Hersey has more.
8th grader Camden Clement noticed his school's 2 janitors were out sick last week, so he went to the office to ask if he could fill in for them.
I have to say this is the first time I've had a student volunteer to stay after school to perform the work of an employee. I have to say that's a first for me.
Camden picked up a broom and got to work.
I offered to sweep and do the trash can for the first day, but then the second I swept, did the trash can, and then mopped the school.
His gesture was not out of the ordinary, according to his mom, Heather, who says Camden's always been a helper, offering to shovel for one neighbor and even offering to walk a dog for another neighbor.
Yes, we want our kids to be good in school, we want them to be good at sports, but more importantly, what impact can they have on other people? And I think that's really more important.
Principal Gray says he hopes that Camden's act of kindness causes a ripple effect among the students and staff here at the Hancock Grammar School.
I think good deeds are contagious, right? You know, if everybody walked by and saw a piece of trash off the floor and picked it up, this place would be that much cleaner, right? And if everybody said one nice thing to somebody else, everyone would be that much happier. So I'm hoping that Camden has a ripple effect that he probably didn't even know or is aware of on the culture and the environment of our school.
In Hancock, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, finally tonight, our Alex Schley tells us about one woman who is turning her passion into a purpose, one haircut at a time.
Yeah, like a new person.
Virginia Oakes has been making people feel that way since she started Cuts for Christ in 2023.
Giving them a little bit more confidence, a little bit more hope, and something that's so simple that a lot of us take for granted.
What started as one day of service at Bangor's Day of Joy turned into Oak's lifelong mission.
We went down and blessed people with haircuts, and we did 70 haircuts in that day.
Since then, Oakes has organized hundreds of the free events all across Central Maine.
And we get to come to food pantries and go to warming shelters so we can meet them where they're at.
Tuesday's Cuts for Christ set up shop as they do every month at the Harvest Chapel's food pantry in Levant.
Yeah, you know, it's like I just told them, it's like as little bit of hair as I have on my head, I have plenty on my face. When I get that shaved, it's like I feel just refreshed.
Cuts for Christ will be at Well Warming Center in Bangor next Tuesday. For more information about the nonprofit or to find out when they'll be in your neighborhood, go to our website, foxbangor.com. In Levant, I'm Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Definitely something most of us take for granted and probably shouldn't.
Absolutely.
He does have a very nice beard working, I must say.
Yeah, no, yes. Like you said, that little he has on the side, but he's got a really good thing going up front.
Yeah, this is working. It's working for him. All right, well, from everybody here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night.
And for more of your local news, join us over on Fox 22 News Tonight at 6:30.
Tonight, heartbreak and destruction. More winds fueling wildfires. Families facing what's next as the death toll rises. Plus,
like I said, I have this from PLS saying that I owe them the $1,000, not Chase Bank the $1,000, ma'am, Your Honor. As for all that junk he's talking about, I cleaned up everything. This is what it looks like before. This is the mess, the construction farce I walked into, and the reason all that stuff is there, because this is what it looks when I left, Your Honor. And then you can
I'd like
Those
to
two
take a look at
paperwork.
those photographs, please.
So I worked there in the rain.
Just a second.
Your Honor.
On what days?
On Monday. And he changed
Just a second. So what you're telling me is you worked there one day
on
in the
Monday.
rain.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what we're here for? The one day?
No, we're here for a completed product in 7 days. It couldn't be completed because of the rain in 4 out of those 7 days.
You owe $1,000. We're done. Thank you.
Are you excused? You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I think she made the correct decision.
I'm disappointed, but that's fine.
I have a text from him saying that he was actually arrested, not in the hospital, he was actually arrested.
I don't want to talk about it.
Make sure you get the documentation. I think the documentation helped me here.
I don't understand about what's going on with the bank, but I never received that money from Chase.
Coming up, the Maine Warden Service rescues a father and son after they fall through the ice in Dexter.
Plus, in national news, a ceasefire deal in Gaza appears to be closer than ever before, with teams currently finalizing details.
And advocates for trauma and abuse victim services rally for support at the State House today. We'll have those stories and more just ahead.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
The Bangor Police Department is asking for help from the public in identifying the suspect in an armed robbery that occurred at a Circle K convenience store. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Devin Dagnall. Police say it happened at the store located at the intersection of Broadway and Griffin Road on Monday. This is video of the suspect approaching the store through the area where the gas pumps are located. Police say the suspect is described as a white male between 5 feet 8 inches tall and 6 feet